What's going on, Dragon Ball fans? Gamster here. We're going to come at you for a 95 episode review for Dragon Ball Super. Let's go ahead and get started. Starts off with Goku and Frieza staring down these assassins. Frieza's like, okay, let's go ahead and get started. He goes, Frieza, we have a tournament to go to. He says, yeah. So he says, are you going to be able to hold in your golden form? Frieza goes, I guess you do not realize I'm a lot more powerful than last we saw. He says, I've been doing a lot of mental capacity. He says, the only reason I did not lose myself in hell is doing all the mental training I did to hold myself. So he did do a lot of mental training while he was in hell. That was confirmed. He goes up into the air with the assassins, and he just shoots one, and then he looks at all of them. He says, so where are y'all from? He says, well, we're not going to tell you. He says, we're strong warriors. He says, he said, I'd like to be from your universe. He says, let's see what you have. And he just goes up there. Frieza literally just lets loose. We see the monster of Frieza. He starts letting loose, exploding darts of Kai Blast towards everyone. All these assassins is following him. It's killing a lot of ones, so many at a time. He's killing more. He's actually loosening up. Goku's saying, Frieza, stop it. He says, why? He says, they're assassins. They're here to kill us. He says, plus my body's warming up. And he says, well, no. He says, I'm not gonna lie, you do anything. And next thing you know, you see the assassins going after Baba. He says, we have the crone. He says, we'll have a hostage. Goku gets in front of him, trying to protect Baba. He says, you two get in the house, and he starts protecting them, and Goku doesn't even go in, he just stays in base form, and Frieza's having the time of his life right now. He's letting loose. He's destroying so many of these assassins like they're nothing, which is no shocker, but Frieza's actually destroying them like they're pitiful, worthless, just insects is the way he's kind of doing it. And then it shows where the leader of the assassins was being in his mind was remembering what Sidra and his Supreme Kai told him, that you went after Goku and Frieza of your own free will. Do you understand? He goes, yes. He says, now I'm going to give you. He lends him a destruction blast of a Kai blast to where this is to destroy Frieza, and he says, okay. So he gives it to him, and then he basically says that this is Citra's blast to be able to kill him. Next thing you know, he throws it at Frieza, and Frieza dodges it, and he says, not bad. He says, wait, this is the real one. And right before he even throws it, Frieza blasts it out of his hand, and then he says, not a bad technique. He says, but it wouldn't work for someone like you. He says, wait. So next thing you know, the blast comes up from the water. Frieza's holding it in. He's trying to hold it from getting in his body. And next thing you know, he lets the power within him. He lets go. He lets the Kai blast within him. It almost looks like he is getting almost destroyed. And next thing you know, you see Goku going, oh my god, Frieza. He's about ready to help him. And then Frieza just looks. He goes, just kidding. And he's actually enjoying this. He actually, all the power that he has, and he says, I'm going to show you what the true form of my power is. He actually increases his power level, and he actually starts shrinking the Akai blast, and Goku's like, holy shit, is a look on his face, because he has this like shocked look on his face, and then he smirks, because he's so shocked at how powerful Frieza has become. And then he actually shrinkens the power of this, and then he's like, how the hell can you do this? That's a God Destruction's blast. He says, and he's looking at Frieza. He says, how'd you do that? He says, like I said, he says, I'm in training. He says, and now, he says, I wonder, he says, this is probably from a God of creation or a God of destruction. He says, either way, it's from another universe. He says, yeah, it's much been clear. He says, but from who? And then right before they're about to get answers, Frieza literally kills the leader of the assassins. He just looks. He says, now I want answers. He says, and the next thing you know, he goes right in front of one of the assassins. He says, okay, who's next? And he just starts obliterating him. He starts doing almost the same thing like he did to Piccolo on Namek, and he starts, and the one assassin's going, I'll tell you whatever you want to know. And Frieza's like, nah, this is more fun. And he starts, literally, you start seeing him being picked apart by Frieza, by his finger blast. And next thing you know, you see Sidra, the Supreme Kai, they're talking, they're waiting for the orb to show up for the assassins to tell them that they've been taken care of. Next thing you know, it shows, and it is no other than Frieza. Frieza's saying, hello, Universe 9. He says, how the hell do you were able to get this? He says, I got it from one of your minions. He says, and besides, he says, I also have a surprise. And basically, right after that happened, he uses the Akai Blast on Goku. He traps Goku. He says, come on. He says, it wasn't that hard for me. He says, it shouldn't be that hard for you. Goku starts using all his energy. It starts shrinking, and then that's when Frieza is still on the comm to Universe 9. He tries to make a deal with them. He starts saying that if he does not want to be on Universe 7 anymore, he wants to be on Universe 9. He says, if you get me on the team, you resurrect me, I will do whatever you want, and I will make sure that we win the team on Universe 9. As if Universe 7 gets destroyed, if Goku gets destroyed, he says there's no reason they're going to be able to participate. And then he goes, well, even then, he says, what are you going to do? He says, you're going to tell us to Zeno? And he says, no, there's no reason I'm going to tell you to Zeno. And that's when he comes up to that idea. And Caesar's looking at the Supreme Kai. He says, is there any way? He says, it doesn't look like it's in the rules. He says, then why won't we do it? He says, Caesar, he says, he's acting more like a guy of instruction than you are. And then he's like, yeah, he's perfect. He says, once a traitor, always a traitor. He says, if he betrays us, he'll just kill him. And Frieza gets this look on his face like, okay. And right when that happens, so after all that happens, Cedra and all of them are waiting, and the next thing you know, Beerus shows up with Whis, and he's like, what's been taking y'all so long? And then Frieza goes to Lake, crushes the communicator, and he looks at Frieza. He says, have you been doing anything? He says, what's wrong with Goku? And he blows the Akai Blast away. Goku is like incredibly weak. He's just like, oh, he says, I was getting a little heavy there for a second. And he says, what happened? He starts explaining. He says, okay. He says, obviously they're from another universe. He says, He looks at Frieza. He's been conspiring with other universes already, have you? And he says, no. And Frieza starts having these imaginations. He says, maybe this is the perfect time for me to start manipulating even the gods. He says, Beerus, you're not going to be, he says, in control like you always think. And so he's going to try to do something more likely against Beerus. We already know this. Then Whis is even like, he says, let's see what's going to happen. And then we even have, before that, the stage is now finally ready for the power tournament. You see both Zenos are acting like a little brass, they're rolling all over the place, and they're happy with the Grand Priest to give him a piece of candy. They're like, yeah, I can't wait for it. He goes, I hope you're satisfied. They're like, we can't wait for this, we're so happy. He goes, okay, good, I'm very glad. And then goes right back to Beerus and all them, and Goku actually wants to make a thing with Frieza. He tells Frieza, he says, if we're gonna end this, he says, let's end our feud right now. He says, if I land a punch on you, he says, our feud ends. And then Frieza goes, fine, if I land a punch on you, he says, then you can let me do whatever I want. He says, fine. And then Beerus is like, you really think this is gonna work? And Whis is like, nah, I don't think so. And Frieza's like, I'm not gonna take orders from none of you. And he actually has been having this mentality. His training has been coexisting of him imagining killing Goku on and on and on and on for God knows how long, ever since the last time he killed Frieza. So Frieza goes and going for him, and Goku, they start going blow to blow, and next thing you know, he goes Super Saiyan God, as well as Frieza. Next thing they land a huge punch towards one another, and next thing you know, they're like, he tells Frieza, he says, I've gotten a lot stronger than what you think. He says, I fought other people. And Frieza's like, yeah, I guess so. So next thing you know, they just kind of go both blows. He says, I'm never going to take orders from you. And Goku's just like looking. They both land up in the water. And Whis is like, I guess these two are evenly matched. And Beerus is like, that's not a good thing. And that's kind of how it ends. And then it shows Beerus, Whis, and Goku showing up towards everybody. They're about ready to leave for the tournament. And then, of course, the next episode is going to go into the tournament. Now, here's my thing about this episode. I love the episode towards everything. The only thing I did not like was I don't know how they're saying, Whis is saying that Frieza and Goku are evenly matched. I really don't think that. I think Frieza's gotten much stronger, yes, but I do believe Goku's holding back still until the power tournament. And also, we saw Jiren at the end of this episode as well, with the narrator, of course, saying that they're all getting ready for the tournament. I really don't think that there's going to be a huge difference in power between Goku and Frieza. I obviously do think that Goku is still much more powerful than Frieza because, of course, look at all the fighters he's fought, from Hit to Zamasu, Black Goku, Merge Zamasu, and Toppo. And of course the 5 Wolf fighters. I mean, look at all these fighters, and it just, to me, doesn't make no sense. If they even try to say Frieza is as strong as Goku, that makes no sense at all. But we'll see what happens. I love the episode. I thought it was really great. It was really good seeing Frieza let loose, and we'll see an evil version of Frieza. We've seen the monster that Frieza is in this episode, and it was really amazing to finally see how more powerful Frieza has become, and which he has, and we're going to be seeing what kind of other diabolical schemes that he's going to come up with, which I will make another video about to see how crazy it does get, and we will go from there. But I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I did. If you did, please leave a like on this video, as well as subscribe to the channel. If you were not new, please welcome yourself to the channel, as well as comment down below what you guys thought about the episode. I'd like to know. If you're not following me on Instagram or Twitter, please let me know, as well as go follow me on there, and I'm always posting something, so be ready. I'm always posting non-stop stuff of myself, my life, things I like, and also share the channel, also spread word about the channel. We're trying to get more subscribers to this family. Anyone that's a subscriber, you're already family to this channel. So if you guys are enjoying yourself, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Have a good night, have a good day, and I'll see you later. Peace.